In the midst of all this intensified massive rejection of the Finance Bill 2024 by our young generation, William Ruto and the NIS are trying everything within their disposal to try and calm things down, to try and neutralize them. But everything, I mean everything they try is not working out. The clergy is not with them. The parents are saying we need to render support to our younger generation. Journalists are going into every corner. They are trying to analyze every word and action of William Samoei Ruto, and every fallacy that is contained in those political words and actions are unearthed, and they want to show people what exactly they mean. They are also scrutinizing the people who are around William Samoei Ruto, because sometimes William Ruto might want to talk but is afraid, so the message is disseminated by his cronies. Now, two things have happened. When all this started, I have repeated that they dismissed this generation. They thought it was going to be, they thought it was some kind of exuberance, of excitement, and that it would go on for only 2 days and then they'll cool off. And that is why some of the very close allies of William Samoei Ruto, in their usual manner, went ahead and talked ill of this generation. People like Kiare, people like Majority Leader in the National Assembly, Kimani Chungwa. But then they realized this was getting worse. And William Ruto, in the midst of all this, changed his tone, and there was a kind of a U-turn that many thought was very fallacious. This is what William Ruto said when the youth cornered him at AIC Church in Nyahururu.
I am very proud of our young people. They have stepped forward tribeless. They have stepped forward peaceful. And I want to tell them, we are going to engage them. We are going to have a conversation so that together we can build a greater nation. What I want to assure them is that we are concerned about their issues. In this year's budget, I have enhanced the budget going to CDF to increase by 10 billion so that young people can get bursary, and young people, we can build ICT hubs so that these young people can get digital jobs, because we know the challenge of unemployment in our country. Let me also tell the young people of our nation that in this year's budget also, we have increased our higher education loans board so that no child from any vulnerable family can lack an opportunity to be in a TVET or in a university on account of the ability of their parents or guardians to pay for their fees. We're going to make sure that every child has access to higher education.
Now, a Kenyan-born CNN reporter, Larry Madowo, saw this comment from William Ruto. And as I told you, everyone is now trying to analyze what William Ruto means, because they understand that William Ruto is a very shrewd politician, is very cunning. In fact, many people are now saying that when he says yes, he means no. And when he says no, he means yes. So Larry Madowo is asking this very pertinent question. Kenyan President William Ruto says he has heard the concerns of the young people who have been protesting against overtaxation and plans to engage them. But his advisors are busy ridiculing and rubbishing the same youth on social media. So what's the truth? That is the question that Larry Madowo is asking. On one side, William Ruto is saying that he has embraced the youth, he has listened to them, they have a right to lament, they have a right to question, and he says they must engage each other. But at the same time, Madowo is saying his advisors are talking ill and trying to ridicule the young generation. And he's saying, who is telling the truth? Who should we trust? It is after this question that I saw the UDA Secretary General, coming out now, telling us that he would organize for some meeting where the generation will meet William Samoei Ruto. But this was also happening at a time when the another generation in the diaspora decided to stand in solidarity with their counterparts in Kenya.
This bill reject the finance bill. Kenya, one people, one people, one voice. Thank you for gathering here today. As Kenyans living in Los Angeles, we are united by our love for our homeland. Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Ruto must go! Reject the finance bill! Reject the finance bill! Hello, my name is Trina Jirage. I am a model, I'm a nurse, and I'm a reality TV personality, and I'm privileged to be here in Los Angeles to still represent our motherland, Kenya, and say hashtag reject finance bill.
Hello, my name's Eli Mwenda. I'm a content creator online, and just seeing the kind of support online and the way we've all come together, the Gen Zs, it's really showing a change in the times. I'm so proud of us. Let's not let up. It's a very, very important week, and let's just say reject the finance bill.
I looked at that video and I was really impressed, and I know people have talked about this, but anytime I see our counterparts in the diaspora standing in with us, I feel very good. There's one thing that you should have noticed. There was a time when there was such kind of demonstrations in the US and the UK, but something unique happened that I didn't see. Not unless if you see, you'll share with me. That when Raila led the Azimio to go on the street for demonstrations against high taxes and electoral justice and all this, there was a counter-narrative demonstration. The Azimio supporters in the diaspora organized for some kind of demonstration just to show solidarity for their Azimio counterparts in Kenya back here. But the other side, the government side, those who support William Ruto, also organized for a counter demonstration. At some point, it looked like it was going to be a fracas. This time round, I've realized that Kenyans are united regardless of their tribes, regardless of their party affiliations, because I have not seen any counter demonstrations from the government side. And I could be wrong. If you have any video of another group that purports to support the government in the diaspora is on the street showing solidarity and showing support for the president, then share with me, because I noticed that this time round, those who voted for William Ruto and those who didn't vote for him are united against taxes, and they are tired of William Samoei Ruto. I also got impressed because William Ruto has, cultivated an image of a president who is accepted across the board. Anytime he gives his speech, he tells us that in the last election, they eradicated and annihilated tribalism, that he was elected by all the tribes across board. And anytime he goes, outside the country, he would want his masters to feel like he is loved. And that is why when people demonstrated in the US, it is to tell Joe Biden that we don't love your project. That is it. You know, anytime I say that I believe that William Ruto is a project of the West, some people think that they tell me to show evidence. And I've always told you that you should tell me, you should give me something to show that I'm lying. And the only thing that can give us this is opening the server. In the event that, because today, if people were to be asked between the supporters of Azimio and the supporters of the government, and they are asked, can we open this server? The supporters of Azimio will tell you, yes, open it. But the supporters of the government will start telling you that, you know, elections are over. The IEBC pronounced itself on this. Then Raila was dissatisfied and he went to the Supreme Court. And Madam Hot Air also reiterated the same. They will tell you that. They will tell you, oh, the law is very clear. They will give you jargons. And this tells you that the elections were never free and fair. And the person who was at the center of this was Joe Biden. And the person who was sent to ensure that she supervised this is Meg Whitman. That is why she told us very proudly in our own country that she's satisfied that the elections were free, fair, and verifiable. So when people demonstrate in the diaspora, Joe Biden must made to be to understand that we know. Because many times these people think that we don't understand what is happening. And I was happy that people were showing him, we don't love your president. You know, I want to believe that William Ruto is his president. And the officials of the IMF and World Bank, you know, we will continue speaking out. They also believe that they can do whatever they want in our country and we will keep quiet. So when I saw people rising up, you know, against this, I was very happy. And William Ruto has been exposed. Now, Larry Madowo is exposing William Samoei Ruto. We have maintained here that the sole reason why William Ruto is inviting the youth to engage with him is, number one, he wants to know the officials. They are in a mad rush to try and identify who is financing all these demonstrations. And in my earlier video, I told you the financiers are very known even to the government. It is their unemployment, unkept promises, the cost of living, you know, all those combined together are the people in quotes that are fueling the demonstrations. If William Ruto wants to engage them, let him do so. And he wants to engage the youth to know who are the leaders and who is fueling all this. You know, the problem is when they see you so much active in social media, then they think that you are the leader. Yet some of these people are only volunteering to spread the information. For example, when Rex Kanyike was shot dead, immediately this generation sent the messages and they told us he's been shot. And then there was this information, Tokeni Moi Avenue. And you know, so there are people who got this and they're concerned and they decided, let us share this, let us disseminate this to all people, because that is the way we can stand with this generation. So the government would think that because you are spreading the message, or because you'd wake up and say, guys, I'm tired of these taxes, let us stand with this, with the Gen Z. So they think that you are part and parcel of it. They have tried everything. They cannot be divided along tribal lines. They don't even have a party. Their party is unity. And you know, William Ruto is confused. The other day, the government spokesperson was telling us that, oh, there could be a possibility that there are countries that are united against William Ruto. I mean, they can't be serious at all. You know, others are telling us that if the finance bill fails, then it means a vote of no confidence against William Ruto. They are guilty. They are led by guilt conscience because they know what they did. You know, everything's now coming out. They are afraid. They are afraid that people are tired. And I want those who purported to have voted for William Ruto to understand this. William Ruto does not care about you. William Ruto cares about the Musketeers. William Ruto cares about the international community. He cares about the deal that is signed, GMO, LGBTQ, abandoned subsidies, increase the taxes. Those who gave him that information, those who he signed with, those are the people he cares about. Otherwise, he shouldn't have been killing people on the street. People are saying, tumechoka na hii tax. To make it worse, even corruption has not been eradicated. It's part and parcel of this government. And so the generation that demonstrated in the US exposed William Ruto, and they really blacklisted him. That is what I can say. In fact, it is a vote of no confidence to him. I would really love to see, because William Ruto has sojourned in our country. He's about to go because he's the flying master. I would want to see the way he engages those Kenyans. It is that bad.